So I believe in higher power, this intellect of the individual soul, what it's capable of, what their talents, what their abilities are. I've observed many people, and they have many gifts, many talents. So, in a way, we're like aliens compared to every other life form on the planet. We are superior things that we can create technology. No other animal can do this. So, we are like an experiment for the aliens, mixed between, twined within the energetic body of like an ape, like the strength of an ape. But I mean, we don't have the strength of an ape. An ape could beat us to death. But what I'm trying to say is that a chimpanzee holds a lot of strength too. And when chimpanzees fight each other, they beat on each other's backs and everything with their hands. And they actually know this mentality. So this is what the human species is originally kind of like, is like the ape type species. But in a way, our skin is like naked, like a naked mole rat. And but what I'm trying to say is because everything else had fur on it, you know what I mean? To stand with the elements, but we adapted to living in houses. Doing this over time, we have less fur. We still have beards because we're susceptible to the cold. So this adaptation didn't lose its trait through the winter. You know, you need a beard to get through the winter. And when I was younger and couldn't develop a beard, I was still tough enough. See, but what I'm trying to say is that as you get used to the weather, there is something that happens where you literally get accustomed to it. So if you try to warm up indoors, you can't be indoors for too long. You'll overheat. So that's why, like, you got to stay really warm in the winter. Have a lot of coats and everything. But what I'm trying to say is that back to the human species, I think the system of control likes to set the bar and be top dog all the time. That's what I see. The angelic souls that are uninhibited, we can't really control the situation because we don't have any rules and laws on their back of making it a cleaner society of like everything. Like, it would just be, we wouldn't be controlled in the first place. People wouldn't want to escape and do things. It's all the system of like what's in our mind to be of actually of what we do. So instead of being a work slave and contributing to our own mass of what the cause and effect is, without giving back to ourselves the right proper way of living with our food source, to make sure it's not tampered with metals or any other compounds or high fructose corn syrup or anything like that. But like, it would be just pure substance of food that would be really good, preserved with preserved with things that would, like back in the day with like salt. That was a pure substance that kept it pure. And there'd be ways about doing things that we could still go about. And the society would be functioning at a high level, like Avatar. Like, we would have power, like an animal again. But the intellect would be as high as the aliens. Because guess what? Like, we're only using 25% of our brain for a reason, because it's a system of control here. They're trying to make you like a work slave type thing. And it's unnecessary. So what I'm trying to say is this Hobbit home society could be a necessary thing that we could do for our future to save this planet from doom and gloom. In case it all turns to city and there's no trees left, we have some Hobbit home societies that hold trees, that live with the land, that do have fields for the crops. This is where our solar panels would be as well. So it'd be with, the light shining through. In the forest, if we would want solar panels in the forest, it would have to go above, higher than the trees are, to get this light. But it will inhibit and forest, because it'd go in different sections of different Hobbit homes, and that's all it'd need is just the integration. And the integration would be down pat where it'd be a high level solar panel that wouldn't need to take up too much space, and it'd be efficient enough to hold lots of energy. So then, we could take higher technology and get the engineers to do certain things with, the making of this technology like we know how to do. But what I'm trying to say is cost of living will be free. All right? We contribute to what we do. And it happens to us. So it's our own karma of what we sow. But at first, it's our food source, which is the food source is free. We just contribute 1 day or 3 days a week. Or no, not 3 days a week. 3 days a month for one individual person. So one individual person is working only 3 days in 1 month. For the first Hobbit Home Society, all right? This is all that I'd need for the first 1,000 people per se. We would take intervals. You know what I mean? Taking care of the food crop. But then we'd get back all our food for free. So whatever we want to buy, whatever category that we want to go into to get, we can get in a product, just like today's world. It would be just as simple. But what I'm trying to say is we're going to have cattle, we're going to have vegetables, we're going to have ways of processing things or making some things based off of how far we want to go with us. We have it really simple if we wanted. Higher intelligent social species. But we can make it really complex and waste some of our time doing some of these things to integrate with the society of the Hobbit Home Society. And it'd be meant to be with nature, higher flying devices in higher parking garages, which would hold these flying vehicles that could go long distances. But within the societal Hobbit Home Society, there'll be the other flying vehicles. The other ground flying vehicles, that would be like a bike. You're on a bike, but it's a flying vehicle, and you can weave through the trees if you wanted to. So it'll be highly integrated, Hobbit Home Society. And, I have all these ideas, and the solutions would work. Every category of what I'm saying is a solution to the problem, and it'd work. You just got to give me the chance to prove myself. Give me the chance to be that leader of a society for only a time being, to set the example, to make sure that the Hobbit Home Society people learn. There'll be other people that know how to do this. They can carry on the trait of this knowledge. In my videos, they can carry on the trait of that knowledge to actually accomplish this goal for the Hobbit Home Society. Make it a real thing, pass some bills, get some land like the, Lac de Flambeau, there's reservations for the Indians. Well, you can make reservations for the Hobbit Home Society. And it'd be the function of it's taking care of itself, too, in a highly functionable way. As a society, as a high-level mind in using technology with nature to solve the problems of the world. But what I'm trying to do is all the solution to the whole problem that we're trying to prove here. These are all the solutions on the table that we can pick up from my knowledge of what I'm telling you right now. It's very simple. I'm keeping it very simple for a reason. So anybody can pick up this knowledge and do this Hobbit Home Society. And the way to build a Hobbit home, I've already made in my other videos how to build that. I'm kind of running out of time here. So anyway, Neo worships the divine goddess. Girls, I hope you're doing all right. And this is an informational podcast about the Hobbit Home Society. It turned into. So there's other information on top of that, but yeah, this is mainly about the Hobbit Home Society because it needs to be a thing. It really does. and then we'd be free in some sort of liberated way that we could do this. You know what I mean? All right, everybody. We can do this. Hobbit Home Society. Pass the bills. Get the reservations. Buy the land. Buy the land first. And then we all contribute to that as this group, as this organization, right? And this is the reservation for the Hobbit Home Society to be there. So if we start this Hobbit Home Society, we're going to have to pass bills. We're going to have to do this stuff as a real thing of a capability of all this sort of, capability of such things. You know what I mean? And this is what I'm trying to prove, is that everybody can do this and be in on this Hobbit Home Society that helps save the world. This is help save the world, people, and I want you saved, because World War III is around the corner, and that's how it's going to affect many people and take a lot of lives. I don't like that, but it's legal what they're doing. World wars are legal in the United States and across this planet, but it shouldn't be. But it takes place. But what I'm trying to say is that they should have no nuclear war. That's a big faculty that we all know a detriment to. So if they only have ground war, tanks and all this other stuff, flying air bombings or whatever that they do, but no nuclear thing, then that's a little different story. I mean, the Earth can withdraw that. Earth can still have a species of like animals on the planet that will always be there, because animals know how to survive. So do people. When it comes down to it, people will adapt, and survival is a real thing. I was homeless before. I know how to survive, but it's a pretty crazy thing. Pretty crazy thing. Think about it. When the world goes down, you don't have any supermarkets or stores anymore. What are you going to turn to? All right, anyway, I got to stop the podcast. All right, bye.